Welcome back to the channel, everyone. OrioOlive.com, where Oreo olives don't mix, but the abstract thought of putting those two words together has enlightened me to create a channel to discuss various topics. And people, we got to get into this. Imagine that you found somebody that you really connect with, you care about them, you love them a lot. The chemistry is extraordinary. Your values that you've talked about and how you want to bring forth a family, the future looks solid until the family steps in with chaos. Because you know somebody's auntie, uncle, cousin, or somebody is stepping in your relationship business. What do you do about that? So now that you are wondering about that, and if you ever thought about it, can love survive that kind of drama? Or is it a situation where love won't be enough and you decide to dip out? So, most definitely, welcome back to our series Build a Deal Breaker, where we're going to stay and we're going to talk about how we can stop romanticizing these red flags that are out there that we know we see, and we continue to ignore them and still start getting into relationships with people after we've seen the red flags. But we need to figure out how do we get into the real relationships so that we can move this forward. Now, imagine that every time that you go around the family, because at some point you're gonna have to go to the family reunion, you're gonna have to talk to their cousins. Speaking from a male perspective, if you have a lady that you are talking to, you are going to be around the family regardless. And every time you go around the family, there could be some tension that is there, and you have to figure out how to navigate around that. So maybe it's the lady's mom is controlling her, and then that's controlling your relationship. Or maybe it's their siblings, if they have any, that are most definitely trying to be reckless and disrespectful to you. And you trying to figure out, okay, is your lady going to jump up for you? How's this going to work out? Or they could honestly just don't like you at all. It's nothing that you can do about it, but for no good reasons. But here's the thing: if the man is doing well, the family has a higher chance of liking him more than if he wasn't doing much of anything. Because if the roles were reversed, if the woman was doing better than the man in the relationship, then the family's most definitely going to be in it, trying to cause some drama and stuff like that. And if you are a man out there, I'm sure you're not going to too much be wanting to deal with the drama, because that's more of a feminine trait, that women are going to be more into the drama stuff than the men, because the men are just honestly just very simple and try to stay out of it. But however, at times you may have to dip in there and get more than your 2 cents in. Heck, you may have to get your whole dollar in. But we have to ask the real question of whether or not, are you dating them as in her family, or are you dating the person that you are with? So, fellas, you either are dating the lady that you're dealing with. Ladies, you dealing with the fella that you're dealing with, or fellas, are you dating her family, trying to please them? Because sometimes that line gets very blurred real fast. But fellas, believe me, if you're in a relationship with that lady, you have to make sure that the family understands that the things that you all talk about is between you and your lady. I remember hearing a pastor say this officiating a wedding: you keep family out of your marriage, out of your business. And what they're talking about is whatever goes on within the four walls of your home. You talk to your spouse, you figure it out. I had a 60-year-old couple that would say, never go to bed mad at your spouse. You get that solved right then, right there. When you wake up the next morning, it's a brand new day. That is what we have to really, you have to be able to put your foot down, fellas, and really get that in check. And this is not even disrespecting anyone. This is basically standing your ground, making sure that you are standing on business, 10 toes down. Now, aside from looking at the blurred line, you may love this person so much, but every holiday and visit turns into stress. So you begin to not even want to go around her family because you know some mess is going to come up. But is is this something that you all can build through together? Or fellas, when you see this, is that a sign for you to run before it gets worse? And if they don't like you, I don't really see it getting any better. Don't see it getting any better than that. But we have to figure out during our series of build or deal is maybe the person, maybe your partner sees the dysfunction and then they turn around and they put boundaries in place. And that is a green flag. See, people don't talk about the green flag. They always talk about the bad. But if your partner is taking up for you, ladies, if your man is taking up for you, that is a green flag for the potential port or part in the relationship that you are in. Now, if they protect your peace and don't expect you to fix the family, that could work. Let me say that again because some of you probably missed it. Ladies, if your man protects your peace and don't expect you to fix the family, that could work. I talked about that on another episode. Peace. When you flip that and you look at the deal breaker side, if they consistently excuse the family's behavior, gaslight your concerns, don't really care about them, or leave you hanging when things get real ugly, nope, that's not it, fellas. That's not it. And what we're trying to really grasp this, if they will not shield you now, what makes you think that they will protect your relationship long term? Because people outside of your family are going to test your relationship. Sometimes you got to watch out because your friends could be secretly trying to test your relationship as well, seeing how strong you all are. See, now, once again, we are talking to somebody out there, but I want you to definitely look at this. And here is the truth about this. You can love someone and still not be able to fix and still not be able to live with the environment that they bring into the relationship. Ooh, I know that one hit right there because you know what? Peace is a love language. It is one of those love languages. We talked about that previously. And no matter how fine that you think the person is, this right here is a fact. And even how loyal that they may seem, if their life is rooted in chaos, that becomes your everyday reality in that relationship because they are going to continue to bring you down. And you should be able to spot this early on. Do not, under any circumstances, people ignore your nervous system. Your nervous system, your gut is going to tell you exactly what you need to know because you will be able to think it. You will be able to feel it. Because if your body is always tense around people, that is a message. You ever hear people say about the gut feeling? That's what they're talking about. And you will know when something is not right, your intuition. And see, ladies, a lot of times your intuition will tell you everything else except for the most obvious, easy stuff that is out there. You know that man is not going to be right for you. You know his family going to drag you through the mud, but you're just so in love with this man and he's not bringing you peace. He's not bringing peace into the relationship so that you all can build together. But here's where we are. Now that you can love someone that you're with, you can love, the survival instinct around family drama. That's a possibility for sure, but only if the person that you're with is strong enough to even choose you after going through all that and to protect you. You definitely need to create some boundaries that should be able to work around that. But don't stick around when you know problems are going to be there in their relationship. If the family's bringing problems when it's just you and her, imagine if a baby comes along. That's not going to necessarily change the dynamics of whether or not the family likes you or not. That's what you have to keep in mind. But I always like to ask you all the questions because it's very, very important because you can learn from so many different people based on situations that they've been through. But I want to definitely ask you, are you building with someone who's committed to peace, or are you trying to hold love together in the middle of a war zone? You got to understand where you're coming from, because definitely post it in the comments below, because I want to just see if any of you have ever dealt with someone whose family has caused real problems in the relationship that you were in with someone that you may really love. Did you all make it work, or did you fall apart? So until the next time, people, like, listen, subscribe to the channel, OrioOlive.com. And I look forward, as always, bringing more content to you soon.